It's now time to lawyer up with our friends from Treece Treece, and Father's Day is this Sunday, so we're talking about a very relevant topic, and that's paternity. So please welcome back Tom and Deborah to the show. Again, we always appreciate your legal expertise, and this is kind of a touchy one because we're talking about paternity and the different rights that the mother would have, and then also to the father. So let's just dive into the different types of process we would have with the mother who had a child out of wedlock.
Well, the mother of a child out of wedlock is the natural legal guardian. And what that means is that she is the sole person who has primary residential care and custody of this child. She is the person who is in control of this child, so that if she wants to leave the state of Florida, if she wants to pursue any of her other interests, she can do this unencumbered unless there has been a court action filed. So this is important. There is no shared parental responsibility at this point. There are no rights to the father at this point because we haven't determined who the father is. Okay, so from this point, what you need to understand is she needs and has the right to child support.
Okay.
This is what is so important. And the way that she can do this is that she can go through the state of Florida, through the Department of Revenue, and she can do this either with an administrative action or court action, which will provide for child support. Very important.
So basically, the woman has all the rights, which makes sense at that time. She's the one who gave birth to the child. So if she wants to, she could use the legal system to seek support. But again, she could move the child out of state. She could do everything. So now let's talk about the father side of it. So the father gets involved. What rights does the father have with paternity, again, outside of wedlock?
Well, the first right he has is to determine whether or not he's the father. You know, before he undertakes all these obligations and responsibilities, he can contest. If he's in doubt, or if he thinks he's not the father, he can request DNA testing and to make that determination.
How does that process work then? So let's just say you're a father out of wedlock, or you don't know if you are. What does a father do?
Well, usually when they come after you, you know, through an action, you can contest it, and then there's a procedure where it would be ordered, and they would do the blood test or the DNA testing. But until there's an order allowing him to, or acknowledging him as the father, his only obligation is to pay support once it's determined that he is the father. Paternity is established. And then you get into the child support guidelines. He will pay, she will pay, he will have to contribute toward medical care, life insurance in case he dies and the child support's cut off. So if he wants some rights, if he wants to be a father and participate in the child's life, either the mother has filed a paternity in court where he can make a counterclaim saying, I want rights as a father. Yes, I'm the father, I want my rights. Or he can file his own paternity action, which is what frequently happens. And he'll say, I'm the father, I'm an established, I'm the father, now I want my rights. And he may even go for majority timeshare, or he may go for sole custody,
Sure.
You know, whatever, depending on the best interest of the child. So
And
that's how he does it.
With paternity, it's complicated, and there's another being there, the baby. When do you recommend people contact you guys for legal expertise? At what process? What time?
Usually if she's pregnant and she's not married and she's not sure, the obligation for the father is to pay the prenatal expenses, the expenses of birth, and to start paying child support after the child's born. In fact, they can go back, if she hasn't filed it for a while, they can actually go back 2 years and get retroactive child support.
Oh, interesting, yeah. And that makes a lot of sense too, because a lot of times you wouldn't think to take action until the baby's there. However, healthcare is so expensive when you are delivering a baby. So all the checkups, and then obviously when you go to the hospital to deliver the baby. So that makes a lot of sense to go right away. So I just wanted to give information on how people could contact you for your legal expertise, and I have that up there now. So if you have a legal question, just go to divorceattorneyjax.com, or you could call Deborah and Tom at 904-737-1771. Again, we always appreciate your time and educating us on everything on the legal system. All right?
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. So we'll be back right after this.